I'm Maureen Gu, the writer of Silk, and you're listening to Team Nerd Herd.
This is a DJ Aquaman show.
Welcome back to the Team Nerd Herd podcast, where our best advice is if you want to do it right, elect what you like. Or on this segment of dropping the mic, it's read what you like. Got a little tongue tied there on a Sunday. Been a long weekend, guys, But with that being said, you guys are joining us for episode 5, and we are going to be reviewing today The Nice House on the Lake, which is not so nice to my knowledge. But before we go ahead and do that, let's go ahead and get this roll call going. Let's go ahead and holla at the herd chat. Let's do it. Alonzo, my friend, my brother, what's going on? How was your weekend?
Ooh, not much. Just trying to get my energy back from the whole day spent at Disney. Dude, it's just nuts. Adventures Campus is great. You guys need to check it out. Yeah, I'm just chilling right now, having enjoying the Sunday. So that's about it, man. And I can't wait to go through this review with you, Steve. So what about you? How are things going?
Me too, man. And it's your boy Steve, aka Hip Hop Send Me _comics _collectibles. And I'm your one show scale collector, comic book lover, and chaser of all things nostalgic, or in this case, horror fanatic. Let's go ahead and holler at the herd. I know my man and brother E was up here first, man. He was just creeping, crawling, yiggy yes yelling. We got my man, my horror hermano from Low Grades, my man J2 Ramirez. What's going on? What's cracking, my brother? Much love. We got Comics Kings is in the building. Y'all, let me just tell you, mark your time, 4 o'clock. Go on the Comics Kings channel, and he has an interview right ready for you. He's going to be live. It's going to be great. I can't wait. All right, let's go ahead and give shout outs to X11 Bravo Comics, my brother. What's cracking? Moderator shout out to my brother from another mother. Believe it, something Wong. You know something white's going to happen right now. My man, home of the NYC Warriors. Anthony, what's going on? Comics are great. My brother is great. That's it. What's going on? Copy 801. Y'all go ahead and check the rewind on his video he had 3 days ago, because we're talking today. But go ahead and show my brother love. Go ahead and look at his video. Comment, like, subscribe. Do everything for everybody. Community, y'all. Woo! All right. Man, let's see. We're going down the rabbit hole. Oh, man, the group chat just jumped on me. Sorry, guys. Group chat just danced on me right now. Let's see. I know we got Dan Della Torra. What's going on? Dan, the man, the myth, the legend. He's in the building. Yeah, boy. I can never do that justice. My man Gomez from East Meets West. Brother, he's also in horror. Mama Comic Lucy, Nearing Nirvana. If you guys did not check their video last night, go on and check it. They went and did a review on Jeff Lemire's Sweet Tooth. Don't forget, y'all, because I almost did. Perpetual Comics, what's going on? You in the building, brother. Much love and thanks. We're going to be having something going on with Perpetual with this Dropping the Mic segment, and we're going to be doing Moths. That's the announcement right there.
Whoa. Take a step back. See, what was that?
I mean, we'll go ahead and announce it. We got something on the calendar for Moths.
What?
The book that just came out this Wednesday, Perpetual. You and I will be dancing, and we'll be reviewing that. Oh, man, my man, Nerds Being Geeks. Go ahead and check his channel, y'all. Go ahead and sub up to his channel. Got some good content out there for you. Louis Logics, what's going on, my brother? Dropping that knowledge always. What's going on? Lord Chucks, BLCC, the Big Little Comic Collectors channel. Go ahead and check them. They dropped it yesterday. My brother, ¿Cómo está, papá? Jesus, man, what's going on? Sam the man. Best love from the community. This chat is jumping on me, guys. I know I seen Flash by Night up in there. I seen Jason claiming comics. My brother, what's going on? Thank you for joining us. Man, we got Flash by Night. I said I got Flash by Night. And in the Flash, he moved, my brother. Just quick like lightning fast. Rage and Cage and Comics. My brother JD. What's going on? HK Wifey Sheena. What's cracking, girl? What's cracking? And I think we are all set. If I missed you guys, my bad. The group chat just jumped on me like double Dutch style. So
Oh well, let's just give a quick shout out to Copy. I mean, I don't think you said anything.
oh no
Copy.
no no I
you
showed
sure?
my brother I
You
showed my
sure?
brother Copy love. I told him to go back and watch that rewind 3 days
What
ago, Alonzo.
which rewind are you talking about?
Man, he
Like
just
all
had a
of them?
recent no his recent video he just dropped 3 days ago, y'all. Go on there, check it out. Copy Talks 801 all the damn time, guys.
Oh, there you go.
Show
There
this
you go.
community love. Show this community love.
That's
Sub up
right.
to everybody's channels. We always promote, community up in the Team Nerd Herd podcast. With
That's
that
right.
being said, we are all cut up, guys. Let's go ahead and unpack this. You guys, this has been on my pull. I'm a horror guy. I love horror. I noticed the Conjuring, The Lover came out, so I hopped on that. But James Tynion, oh my God, writer for this book, James Tynion. We got my man, no, let me see. I want to pronounce this right. I can't even, Alvaro. I can't even roll my R. Alvaro Martinez Bueno on art. And then you got Jordi Belair doing the colors. All right. So this is an excellent team that's working together. We know James Tynion has diversity, right? He's writing Batman. He's writing Something's Killing the Children, Department of Truth. A lot of these indie titles are just mind blowing. He has his own independent thing with Tiny Onion, with Razorblade, which is another horror genre that I love as well. But in this one right here, man, this is really amazing tale. It's really brilliant, well written out. Dialogue is great. I like the build up. It leaves you asking the hows, the whats, the whys, the wheres, and the whens, what you're going to get wrapped up in this kind of story. And even in the first issue, guys, I got to say, this issue was epic. So let's go ahead and unpack the cast of characters that are in this tale, and then we'll go ahead and get to the premise. So we have Ryan Kane. Ryan Kane is going to be the protagonist in the story, or what looks to be like the protagonist in the story. You got Nora Jacobs. Nora Jacobs is also in this part of this cast. They're all on this house. All right. You got David Day. Okay. And they all have code names. We won't go into that. I don't want to spoil that too much for the group. We got Molly Reynolds. We got Veronica Wright. We have Sam Nguyen, Arturo Perez. You got Sarah Radnitz. You got Naya Redia. And then you got Rick. And then you got, last but certainly not least, the antagonist of the story. His name is Walter. Okay, now that we have all that, we have all the characters there. I think that's going to be such a gritty story, and there's going to be a lot of moving parts around. The thing that I did not express, we will express as we go into the story. So here's the premise. All right, you got Ryan. There's a opening panel with her kind of wrapping her eye, and she's kind of going over the monologue to us. She's giving us the dialogue, how she kind of met Walter. Sam, I Am Comics, what's going on, my brother? She meets Walter, and she goes back and says, this is how I met him. Bricks, the Iron Geek, Sprint, my brother. And so she's going back, and she's in this premise of a bar, and they're talking to one another. He's very quiet. Walter's a very mysterious guy, very quiet, very stoic. And she says they kind of had dialogue together, and his question was, how do you think the world's going to end? And, like it kind of is, that's not the kind of question you want to open up to, a woman caller if you're interested, guys. Note that. No, because I sure as heck didn't,
Unless they're into that kind of thing, right? I mean, you never know.
Hey, they might be on that dark side and horror type of thing. They might take it to the next level.
Hmm.
So with that being said, they talk about like what they would think is the end of the world. The one thing I like that James Tynion highlighted, Anime Exotera, what's going on, my brother, is kind of like the life that we're living now. They talk about superficial things, but they talk about our life and are wrapped up in work life, and it's not so like hypened up, right? It's everyday thing that we kind of go through, like kind of like a workhorse deal. And like they also talk about the system breaking down. We're currently living that right now, and the one thing that's kind of translated, and what Ryan asked Walter is, how do you think it's going to end? And he says, I haven't decided yet. with a very stoic look. I mean, the panels and the art is amazing. The coloring's amazing. I think Jordy really caught the coloring in a very dark, uh, ominous type of light for Walter, and it then skips, to how they get to the house on the lake. Okay, they get an email. 2 years down the line, Walter's kind of wrapped up in his work. He doesn't talk to anybody in his circle that he was recently kind of commingling with. And they get this email. It's been 2 years. They're asking, hey, meet me at this house on the lake. I have a friend, and my mother's friend, he has a house on the lake. It's in Wisconsin, and it's beautiful. And I want you guys to be with me because I haven't spent time with you. We've lost time and touch with each other. Glenn 2K12. What's going on, my brother? Thank you for joining us, my brother. And so they get this email and they all, kind of pal around. They meet up at the nice house at the lake. Um, and the email goes out to everybody. They meet. Two of the people that meet right away, and it's Ryan. The one thing I like about how they kind of introduce the cast of characters is it gives a little play on how they all met each other. They all know each other in some sort of walk of life of Walter's life. And Nora is greeting Ryan, And the one thing I like about this is it kind of like opens up real life experience, right, Alonzo? They have the COVID mask, over their face, and it's kind of opening that premise.
Yep, it is. I mean, just by looking at it, you can tell like Ryan, she's wearing a mask, and I thought it had to do with something that kind of happened already, but as the story goes on, you kind of know like, oh, hey, we're in the middle of a pandemic, so she's wearing a mask, and Nora is checking her temperature before she's even allowed into the house. So yeah, this is kind of like what's happening right outside our door, or right outside our window. It's fantastic. And I
Yeah.
like how the whole story started with, how do you think the world's going to end?
Yeah. What a question to ask. I mean, that's a kind of like a bone chilling gut punch, like, and then the fact that Walter's very stoic, it doesn't make it easier. I mean, but Ryan likes, I mean, she likes the type of energy he's bringing, and, she's kind of mingling with him. But as we get into the house, I mean, this house is amazing. They're marveling over this house, and then you start to kind of meet the rest of the characters. You get a little bit of their background and their dialogue. And, they're just like, what I just said, they're marveling over the house. They're just all in awe. They're in sheer and utter awe, looking over the lake. And in comes Walter, late as possible, and with greetings with dinner, And as they party the night away, they're at the pool and they're talking. Everything's going great. And Ryan, shout out to Hood Rat Comics. What's going on, my brother? Joining us all up in the building. So the beauty about this panel, and I think that what captures the essence, is they're all having a good time, and all of a sudden it pans into Ryan, and Ryan is on her phone. She's looking at her phone, and her mouth drops. And I think that the way it was drawn, the way it was written, everything is married together, so it kind of sets the tone. What you would really want is you would want to play some really horrifying music, some real still music to kind of put you in that setting. And I think he already does it. He writes it so that you're already in that setting. So as Ryan's mouth's dropping, she's looking through Twitter, and just the worst, a catastrophe has happened. There is what's called like a fire in the sky, and people are getting injured and dying, and they're you go as far as to see one tweet that kind of what you would see in real life. They were saying, they're like, oh, this is all BS, and this is all going to probably be some like Superman movie trailer, and it kind of, I mean, it's funny to see because you would see all that in your Twitter feed. I mean, if something catastrophic happened, you know for a fact people would be on their phone like, is this really happening? Instead of getting to your car and probably driving to Las Vegas or further, wherever the heck that's not happening, right? So as you're seeing this, they're all thinking something's amiss, and they're like, this can't be real. It can't be happening everywhere. They go on and they put the TV on, and there's a announcement, and they kind of find out that it's really happening. Everything from the fire in the sky to people eyes that are exploding, and I think they really captured the essence in this for this Black Label. This is probably a horror story that we've been waiting for DC. I think The Conjuring as well, but I think Nice House on the Lake is the best out of this read. It's my pick. Okay, why Vegas? You want me to answer that? Why Vegas? Why does everyone come to Vegas? You're in the desert. It's nothingness. I mean, and then you want to have a good time, man. I mean, they got those slots, like Beavis and Butthead, Do America, right? Shout out. But so my bad on veering off. So as we're kind of getting this, we're getting the realization of the announcement. It all sets in, and everybody's kind of worried. And I really don't want to take too much. So Alonzo, can you kind of add into what you saw and what you read and what you felt in this buildup that we've kind of talked about?
Oh yeah, for sure. So it felt like you were watching any kind of horror or teen horror movie or young adult horror movie that's out there. Everybody kind of knows each other. They all gather in a single location, and then bam, something happens. So I love the setup that James is doing about getting all this cast of characters. There's notes that are in the book kind of helping you tie each character to each other, so you know exactly how they've met or how they're at least aware of each other. So it's kind of great that you have all of these people in this house that are familiar with each other. So everybody has like a specific role that they play, and it's going to be very interesting how this story will unfold. And I loved everything you said, Steve, about like the writing, the art, the colors, and how social media today, I mean, everybody's just kind of like, oh, instead of running the opposite direction, they're like, oh, hey, let me take a photo,
Let me check if my skin's really falling off.
Exactly. And it's great how they wrote in their Twitter feed or Instagram or social media, whatever you want to call it, about like, oh my God, I just saw so-and-so and his skin just fell off his face. People are being lit on fire. I mean, it's just nuts. And it's so descriptive. Those little, like, you're only allowed like 90 characters or something like that. And it's like, it's fantastic. I liked how they brought the social media aspect of it into this book. I mean, it makes it very realistic.
Definitely. And just to kind of piggyback off of what Alonzo said about the casting characters, there is something. I mean, I'm kind of really trying to dissect a read. When I really like a book, I try to read it 3 times to kind of make sure, one, I read slow, so don't judge me. And the second thing, guys, is I want to take it all in. I want to make sure that what I'm reading is I'm not missing anything. There are 2 people in the story that kind of raise an eyebrow to me, and they're part of like the government. They work for the government. It may not be like their listing or title might not be something like mysterious or 007-esque or like, oh, he did it, but it kind of lures you in and it made me think, like, is there a part to be played in this story with those people? And I mean, who knows? Ryan might not be the protagonist. I mean, I want to think this is really mysterious. There's a lot of questions that I have. Like I said earlier, that I want to know the hows, the what's, the whys, the wheres, and the what's. What's going on, and I think that's what's wrapping me in the story and getting me wanting to get issue 2. So what's going on? Geek Driven, my brother. If y'all didn't watch Spine Ticks last night, go ahead and check them out last night. They had a good show. They went over indie titles. They went over a lot. You got Azores the Professor dropping that knowledge like Galileo. But let's go ahead and dive back in. Alonzo, I think we got the premise and the whole story kind of wrapped up. Do we throw spoilers? I want to ask the group chat right now. I know you guys have taken the time to kind of ride with us. It is a little bit earlier to kind of get into this, but we can discuss this. We can have questions. I know some of you guys have read it. You guys might have questions. We want to have discussion with you guys as well. But in the group chat, please tell me, do you want the ending spoiled? And if not, we won't spoil it for you. We'll stop it, and we'll answer questions that you guys might have about what we read and what we thought, what you might have thought as well.
Yeah, because it's to what Steve's point. I mean, it's intense, and you kind of want to spoil it, because it's just so good. I mean, it's such a great cliffhanger that you're just like,
yeah,
like
okay,
you're turning the book around, going, like, where are the rest of these pages?
I mean, I'm
I
getting the
can't believe
group
it
chat
ended.
saying, "Let's be thorough. We've already warmed up the kettle. Now let's go for it." All right, guys. Don't.
Woo.
I warned you guys. You guys might want
Oh,
to
here
sleep
we go. Here we go. They're saying
with the
spoil it.
lights
Steve,
on.
do it.
All right, we're gonna drop the mic, guys. Okay, so the ending. You know, they go over this special announcement. It's real. It's lifelike. They are living it. And Walter, like Ryan and Walter have had this dialogue. They've dated, you know, and they've been together. And she looks at him and she gets this, like, you can see in the panels and in the drawings and in the color, it really just made me like there. Like you got this sinking feeling, and she's like, "Oh my god, you decided." And he, like, all you see is his glasses, the panels. It invokes the mood, guys. I thought I was just watching a, not so much a horror flick, but a thriller. And I guess we're gonna get down to the nitty gritty as we get into issue 2, 3, 4, and as we keep going down the line, it could kind of translate into a horror. But you see him, and he's like, "Hey guys, I got to tell you, just as heartless and as stoic, you know, keyword stoic, saying like, hey, you know, like, we can't go anywhere. This is like private land. This is where you're safe. This is where I've chosen for all of you guys to be here so that we can be together. And you got food, you got drink, you got everything to be in peace." And the one thing that kind of happens is you see, like, it all set in, and everybody's just like, you see the panels, their faces are like just in sheer and utter shock. Desired Comics, my brother Nigel, what's going on, my brother? Thank you for joining us. And you see everything kind of set in. But the one thing that happens is you see Nora, um, in the beginning, who's greeting and monitoring everybody, grab a steak from the fireplace, the rod, and she swings it in sheer and utter anger at Walter, and Walter's head just splits. Um, like Play-Doh, there's blood everywhere. I mean, it looks like his head got smashed, and all of a sudden, you know, like he touches her hand, and her hand, in the midst, you see her hand explode. His head kind of like does this like whirl effect and kind of goes back, and he's saying, like, "We're gonna be here, guys, for a while. So get calm, and I'll be back, and I'll check in on you guys so often." And then he disappears in like
Yep.
the mist. Um, the one thing that I will say that I like when we talk about dissecting and rereading, there were in the on the title it says there's 14. 14 didn't make it, so 2 didn't make it. So, or no, 3 didn't make it. So they're out there, they're dead. But there's one guest that's a mystery guest that he didn't even allude to. And there is somebody known as the painter, and I think his name is Ray or Reg. Um, and I want to know who that is. Maybe that's not the surprise guest or the mystery guest. Maybe the mystery guest is death. Maybe we're going to a different
So
veer.
yeah, so let's pause there for a second, and just to kind of let you guys in the live chat know, and I know you said spoil it away. You find out that actually Walter is an alien. Like he is an alien, and you're just like, what the f? And he purposely saved 12, 13 people, and put them in this house. So they cannot leave this house. Otherwise, they're going to experience what everybody else in the world is experiencing: melting flesh, being on fire, just death. So they're at this nice, beautiful lake house, but they can never leave.
Yes. Okay.
They
That's
can
okay. So
never, ever
Alonzo,
leave.
thank you for I see. I thought it was might have been like monstrous, but when you said aliens, I had thought that. That's why I said we're veering to the left. What if it's aliens? Like it just the way like Nora took a swing at his head and his head split. It looked so unorthodox, so uh oh god, so unsettling. And then for his head to kind of veer back, disappearing, it
I,
was
I
just
think
amazing.
I think Lord Chucks just nailed it. It was trippy.
Trippy. Yeah,
You know, it's like his face was missed, and he just like whacked right through it. It just went
yeah,
like nothing. And it was crazy. And the art really helped like exacerbate it. I mean, it was just like, what the heck? And Steve, it was actually one of the covers that you picked for your picks of the week, where like the you know, where the head kind of does this weird thing.
Yep, and I'll show
right?
it to you guys right now. It's by the great Martin Simmons. So it really this is it right here.
That's it.
It really sets the mood, guys. And then also I got the 1 in 25. I mean, I have a feeling that this is gonna. I mean, when I looked at A Nice House on the Lake, I thought it was gonna be a horror flick, and I looked at there is actually a horror flick that's House on the Lake. So I thought that was gonna be it. I'm like, oh my god, another horror movie, maybe possibly optioned. Um, no, for sure. We could do that, Jay. Most definitely. Let's do it. Let's YouTube that. Let's get real scared. So this title, guys. Yes, Brent, I'm telling you, do not drop this title. If I were like I'm not into speculation. I'm not a betting man, and it's not my wheelhouse. I'm just a lover of comics. I want to read, and there's nothing wrong with spec. But if I were to kind of point out and say DC Black Label kind of did this with The Conjuring, right? Um, and this is the prequel. The Conjuring's already out, guys. It's on HBO Max. You guys want to go to the theater, get scared, get freaky, go ahead and do that. However, what happened about The Nice House on the Lake? If it gets to the point where the story is, I mean, we already know the story is going to be well written. It's James Tynion, for God's sakes. But can you picture this on like Netflix on a stream? Could you go to the theater and see this?
Yes, I can, Steve, because panel for panel opening, it mirrors a lot of what we've seen in the movies today. You know, it's definitely a different take, about the apocalypse that's happening. But I mean, you get like these shots, you get these full bleed panels that goes from page to page, just getting this story moving. I feel like these are like storyboards almost for something that might be bigger later.
Yeah, and the word bubble placement and the reading in the story, like when you have the wide panels, you're going from like page to page, but there's also panels that kind of keep you to traditional reading. But I mean, this is an amazing first issue, guys. I would say definitely jump on for issue 2. I am understanding, and I know my LCS told me as well, and I've also heard from Alonzo that this title sold out first issue, so you might be getting second printings. Second printings are great because I think if DC changes the game like how they have been doing different takes on their panels and their covers, I would go for a second printing as well, man. I mean, this story was so well written. The first issue was very captivating. It really kind of invoked the mood of you being there. And I mean, if it's aliens, ooh-wee, that's taking you down the rabbit hole to something different, guys. And I think that is a breath of fresh air for us new readers, for us horror fans as well. I mean, I think this is a win, guys. What do you guys think? Talk to me.
And just to kind of add, like I kind of feel like the alien. I mean, if you kind of look at the cast of characters, I mean, I feel like maybe it's kind of Noah's Ark ish. Maybe it's a little biblical per se. I don't know, but I'm reaching, of course. It kind of evokes that. If you kind of just take a look, like, hey, there are a lot of pairs of people.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Alonzo, please.
Yeah, people that have dated, people who are dating. I mean, it kind of felt that way to me.
You want to get real down and dirty and get those tinfoil hats on, guys?
Oh,
you guys want to set conspiracy?
Do it.
I mean, and if I had to put my thumb on it, those two cast of characters that work for the government, one of them works for NASA. She's there. She was talking about having the periscope and it being clear. Who's to say that she is not also an alien, possibly? Might be testing on these subjects, like Alonzo said. Who's to say that she's not in on it as well? I'm curious to see that because there were two people that work for the government, and I mean, that they highlight it. So to me, that kind of like really is the part about and the beauty about reading this is that you get to pick bits and pieces. You got to think about what James is kind of setting up because he's such an intellectual writer. My God, I mean, he's so diverse in the sense that it's Mephisto. It's been said. Perpetual. You dropped the mic. But I think that's the best part about that is that we're all gonna like the community within us and the readers within us are all gonna bounce ideas off each other. That's the part I think I love about this community is Alonzo caught something that I kind of thought about. Like I thought it was aliens, but then I thought, no, it's probably on the horror end. But seeing that Alonzo caught it, I mean, we all bounce these things off each other. That this could really be a good title and a good run for DC, Black Label at that. I know Jr. would not like to hear this, but I know my man Copy's over there grinning like, "Yes, Steve, yes, thank you." And my brother, I couldn't agree more. Definitely read this title. Definitely pick it up. I think we are kind of going out with closing comments, unless the panel has questions out there. If the herd chat has questions, we can kind of extend. If not, we can pack it up. We can drop the mic, and we can call it an ending and wait till top picks of the week. What do you guys say? Alonzo, do you have any closing thoughts?
Nah, man. Other than that, pick this book up. It is a great read. I love it.
All right. With that being said, guys, go ahead and, before we close out, we are 5 away from 1,000 and some surprising news, some interesting news, not some mysterious news, but we are super excited. We got the 1,000 giveaway. I know Alonzo and I and the herd got a bunch of stuff to give away. Not only that, but we got some revealing to do and some surprises out there. So definitely go ahead and get those likes, hit those subscribes, leave a comment. Tell us what you guys like. Tell us what you didn't like. Tell us what you thought about A Nice House on the Lake with James Tynion. Definitely. And then on top of that, we got some shows. Don't forget tonight's top picks. Don't forget Tuesday. Alonzo, hit him with it, brother.
Oh man, we got movies and shows, and we're gonna be talking about Warrior, and we're gonna have the lovely Mama Comic Lucy on the show. And then after that, we have that new segment that you guys are raving about, the bottom half.
The best half. But also, I just want to kind of drop some news as well. I know Chamorro Cinema, I don't believe is in the chat, but I'll probably be on his show as well on Wednesday, and we're gonna be talking toys, y'all, because your boy is a 1/12 scale collector. He was a toy collector before he became a comic lover, y'all. So I got some surprises. So definitely be on the lookout for that. One more closing comment. Sub up to my man Perpetual. Sub up to everybody that has been in this room. This community can't be any greater than what we are. We got to grow together, guys. We got to motivate each other. Motivate. Not only that, but be on the lookout, because not this Sunday, this coming up Sunday, your boy's got some news. I just got an advance copy of Black Cotton 3 by Brian Hawkins.
What?
So we'll be doing a drop in the mic on that this Sunday. But the following Sunday, y'all, we're going to have our first guest from the community. Perpetual Comics will be joining me. We're going to be going over Moths. This was another great read, guys. I just got done with it, and oh my God, I got some questions to ask. The beautiful, epic. I love what AWA Upshot has been doing. They're actually the first title I jumped on when I first started.
And just so you know, guys, Perpetual's in the UK. So in order to accommodate his schedules, we are going to be doing an earlier show for you guys. So make sure that when you hit that subscribe button, you hit those notification bells so you know exactly when it's going to drop.
Rudy. Definitely. And then with that being said, we're also going to be reaching out to other people from the community. I would love recommendations on titles. If you guys want to drop the mic, hit up Alonzo and I. Let's go ahead and get some dialogue on these reviews, some other parting thoughts. I mean, I am totally down for that. I want to grow together. I want to make sure that this is not only a show for the Team Nerd Herd show, but a team for the community as well. And let's grow together, y'all. With that being said, we'll see you guys at Top Picks of the Week in about 7 p.m. PST, 10 p.m. EST. And Alonzo, you want to close us out, brother?
Sure. If you want to do it right, you're going to have to read what you like.
Later, y'all.